Okay, we got the Yeezy drop here in about 5 minutes. This morning Phantom was not working, so for the past hour the devs have been trying to get that up and going, so finally that's up. So I'm going to be running Kodai, Splash Force, and Phantom for this. Primarily Oculus, DC proxies, Jelly residentials, and Notify resis. Okay, so it looks like Iwan has just enabled magic mode for Splash Force. Okay, we definitely are having better results with Notify. We haven't checked out anything more, but we have a far less connection issues. We do have, not a lot, but there is a few banned proxies, so we're just going through and restarting this task. Starting to pass quite a few in Splash Force now. Submitting payment on this. Ah, we got one on Splash Force. Size 10.5. Okay, I just had to basically redo all my tasks for Splash Force because I forgot I had custom random still checked. So basically, if it was passing Splash, it was only searching for sizes 5 through 6.5, and obviously all of those have been sold out for a little bit. But just passed Splash on Kodai, so let's see what we get. And then it looks like Splash Force is in the middle of crashing. And it did.
Perfect.
Keeps passing Splash and Kodai, but nothing actually seems to be checking out. Hey, got one on Phantom, can't believe it. Awesome. I'm gonna be honest, I just ran Phantom because I've never ran it before. I happened to buy it the other day. Didn't have any expectations, but hey, if you cop one or two, awesome. What's up, everybody? So we are going for these Kobe big stages today. So gonna be running foot sites, obviously Foot Locker, East Bay. The Dick Splash just went live, so we're gonna go ahead and use Splash Force for that. I've never really ran Splash Force on Dicks, but figured I'd give it a shot just to see if I can get anywhere with it today. So let's go. Okay, initially I was going to run Splash Force on my computer, but just knowing how laggy it makes everything, especially when I'm running Kodai and a third bot, which I am running Cyber, it's so hard to navigate. So I went ahead and fired up my Google server, put it on there, just as kind of like more or less a test run to see how things go this time. But that's pretty much what we're looking at here. Drop starts in about 30 seconds. Okay, it's live on sneakers. Okay, I did not hit on sneakers, not surprised there. Just like in the Cyber Discord, most people are stuck on this getting session. I know it's not a proxy issue because I am running a couple different providers. Hey guys, so I just wanted to touch base on the Yeezy drop recap from yesterday and just kind of give you an idea of what happened. So after the drop, I took a look at my Discord and I noticed that I actually passed Splash on Kodai 67 times, which is pretty crazy. I can't say that I've ever had a bot have that much success with passing Splash. However, I only got one checkout. So I do know in the Kodai Discord that one of the devs mentioned that towards the end of the drop they ran out of cookies, which would explain why I was trying to generate cookies so often, as we saw in my live cop. So Kodai did state that by next week, in the next Yeezy release, they are going to introduce V3 CAPTCHA sharing, which I'm interested in knowing what exactly that is, as well as other Yeezy supply improvements. So we'll get a good idea of what that looks like in the upcoming days. As far as Phantom and Splash Force goes, Splash Force, I passed Splash around 12 to 15 times. I did turn Splash Force off probably 45 minutes into the drop just because it was lagging my computer so much. And I assumed because Kodai was passing Splash so much more that I was going to get more checkouts with that bot. So that's why I kind of shut down Splash Force, especially after it crashed. I was just kind of over it, but I did get 2 checkouts with that. Now Phantom, on the other hand, as I mentioned, I had no expectations for Phantom. It actually did decent. I got 1 pair out of it, so I think it's a little underestimated, but I'll definitely run it on the next release. Next, I'm gonna go ahead and pack up some packages that I sold on eBay, so I'll kind of give you guys an idea of what I sold. First thing we're gonna pack up is this Kith 1975 GNC Sierra truck. I happened to get this with Kodai the other day on a restock, just basically testing Kodai for the first time. I've only had Kodai, I think, a couple of weeks, so I'm really impressed to see how well it's doing at Kith. This would be the 3rd item I've got from Kith in the last couple of weeks, where Cyber, I can't even tell you the last time I got something from Kith with Cyber. Maybe the Fix the System tee, and before that, I don't know, it was months. So for me, Kodai seems to be doing extremely well on Shopify, but Cyber is still my bread and butter. I love it. Finally sold my last pair of Jordan 12s in a size 12. So I want to say I got like 25 or 30 of these, all in size 12. These things just kept showing up weeks after the drop. So I'm thankful I'm finally moving my last one. I still have one more size 11 to get rid of, but you know, that was a lot. So I'm over here trying to get these shoes out, and this nasty spider comes up out of nowhere. I hate spiders. Okay, after killing that monster spider back there and doing some reorganizing, I finally got out what I needed, which is the second to last Jordan 5? Yeah, Jordan 5 grape. So, similar to the Jordan 12s. I must have got more. I must have had like 30 or 35 of these come in. So happy I've almost sold them all. I don't know what's been going on, but in the last like 4 or 5 weeks, I have found it impossible to move the last 5. So recently I've just taken most of these Jordans that I've had on hand, and especially with these grapes, and I've just marked them down like $225, just basically trying to get rid of them so I can take that money and put that capital into something else. We are ready to go. Guys, one of the things I want to touch on real quick about why I sell on eBay instead of StockX or Go most of the time is because on eBay you don't have any fees. The only fee you have to pay is your PayPal fee, and that's it. So anything over $100, as long as you put in the categories men's athletic shoes, then it doesn't cost you anything if the sale is over $100. If I sell a $240 pair of Jordans, the only fee I pay is the PayPal fee. So when you look at your profits, it's actually better to do this through eBay than on StockX or Go. It's by far better because StockX is going to take a huge chunk, Go takes an even bigger chunk, and then by the time you sell a $240 pair of Jordans on one of those platforms, you literally just broke even and made nothing, if maybe lunch money. I can still make $35 to $45 a piece. So when you move 20 or 30 units, it adds up pretty quick. So then people bring up, well, what about shipping? Well, here's the thing. With shipping, that was one of the dilemmas I first ran into when I started selling on eBay. But eBay has FedEx or USPS and I believe UPS all built in. Personally, I just use FedEx. So what you do is when you create your auction, you can actually put in the box dimensions there in the shipping section of your listing. So most of my boxes are 18 by 13 by 7. So then you just simply put that in there, put in the estimated weight. Usually it's about 4 or 5 pounds, sometimes 6. And then whenever the buyer pays you, eBay automatically takes out the exact amount that it costs to ship those shoes out. So if it's $11.36 to ship it from your house to a place across, you know, 2 states over, then that's exactly what you're gonna pay. Technically, when you receive the money from your buyer, if your shoes were $250 and shipping was $15, then he would pay you $265. At the end of the month, when eBay does their invoicing, they automatically will charge you for that shipping then. That's the only fees that there is. And it's not really even a fee, you're getting that shipping money to you. You just have to repay eBay back. Now technically, let's say you got a sell and then, you know, the guy ended up being sketchy and you canceled it. Well, he would still be refunded that money. And let's say you had already printed out that shipping label though. As long as you haven't taken that shipping label to FedEx, then it hasn't activated yet. So if it's not been activated or shipped out, then you still won't be charged at the end of the month on your invoice, which is actually pretty nice. Now, all of that said, there's certain shoes that I just won't sell on eBay. And that's gonna be your super hype shoes. Like, I happened to hit on the Chunky Dunkies back in May. I would never ever list those on eBay. And the reason why is just too many scammers out there. I've sold over 60 pairs of shoes in the last 90 days on eBay. Maybe it was 70, I can't remember, but I haven't been scammed yet. I'm not saying that I won't be one day, but usually the signs are pretty obvious. It's usually when someone just made an account today or yesterday, they have no feedback, they want you to overnight ship it, they're willing to pay for that overnight shipping, whatever it costs. They will offer you more money for the pair. I had a pair of Fear of God 1s up for sale, and a guy offered me $150 more than my listing price and to ship it overnight. That's an immediate red flag. Of course, the guy had no feedback, brand new account, and usually in those situations, they're using a fictitious PayPal account. Maybe it's stolen, hacked, whatever the case may be. Always follow the eBay guidelines. Never go outside those parameters. If someone pays you for ground shipping and then offers to pay you side money through PayPal for 2-day shipping or next day or whatever the case may be, do not do it, because more than likely it's a scam. I actually had one case here in the last 3.5 months where I made a sell and the next morning eBay said, do not ship the product. This buyer does not follow within our guidelines. I don't know what it meant, but the buyer had already paid me. So eBay had canceled the sell. Just want to say I'm not endorsed by eBay by any means. I have no connections with eBay. I don't know anyone that works there, but I just feel like this is the best way to sell your products with the least amount of fees, other than selling for, you know, locally, which I just don't have time for that. I've got a normal day job, so I can't just meet up with people and then deal with the flakes that don't want to show up, or then they do show up, they don't have the right change and they expect you to give them change. I just don't want to deal with that. That is why I exclusively deal only online with my sales. If anyone has any other questions about how I sell or how I move the products the way I do, feel free to drop a comment below and I'll be happy to talk to you about it.